to another episode of KVTv. Yes, sir. It's Friday. I ain't got no job, and I still ain't got nothing to do. Like I said before, I do have a job. It's just that we're not working right now. Nobody's working, but whatever. Anyway, so if you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about basketball. Yes, sir. Man, when I tell you I miss basketball, oh my God. Like, I was trying to watch basketball highlights today, and I just couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. It just feels like basketball died. It really did. Like, I have not seen my Hornets play in so long. Again, yes, sir. I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan till I die. Yes, sir. Straight up. Anyways, so today we're going to be talking about a few basketball movies that we all know and love. And we're not gonna waste any time. We're just gonna shoot straight into the video. Let's do it. So the first movie we're gonna talk about is a movie I'm pretty sure we have all seen. And I'm pretty sure this is a movie that we've probably watched over and over and over. And that movie is Space Jam. Yes, sir, boy. I'm telling you, Space Jam used to be my movie, yo. Straight up, I used to watch Space Jam all the time, bro. Michael Jordan was my favorite player, and I'm pretty sure everybody's favorite player. And then when we saw that he was about to be in a movie with our favorite cartoon characters, man, you can't tell me that was not a kid's dream. Man, I'm telling you, that was a 10 straight up. And what's interesting about the story is that it was kind of based on a true story, in my opinion. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because what you got, I'm pretty sure what a lot of people don't know was that Michael Jordan was dealing with the death of his father around that time. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he died in a car crash, if I'm not mistaken. It was really tragic. And he decided that he wanted to play baseball. And he had always wanted to play baseball because his dad used to play baseball. And that was just so beautiful. But what everybody knows is that he was really talented at basketball. He was decent at baseball. I tried to look up his baseball highlights actually, but he was really good at basketball. But he was so fundamentally sound. Like, everything about Michael Jordan, he was so fundamental. It was so awesome. And then when he was in this movie, it was just perfect. It was just perfect. It was like, so he obviously, they announced his retirement in the beginning. And then he played a little baseball. And it was so funny because everybody was was not mad at him for striking out. Like, the dude's like, that's a good strikeout, Mike. That was a good looking strikeout. That was a good looking strikeout, Mike. Like, everybody was just so cool with him. Like, because it was Michael Jordan. I mean, who doesn't like Michael, you know? But what Michael didn't know is that he was going to get back into basketball in some type of way. And who better to do it than the Looney Tunes? But see, the Looney Tunes had a little problem of their own. The Monstars. But at first, they were just some little characters. Like, at first, they were just little characters. Oh my God. Like, what they gonna do? But they had to take the talent of some other NBA players, which was kind of cool. And it was so funny to me that, like, Charles Barkley, as soon as he got his powers taken, bro was looking so lost on the court. I mean, bro was just standing there looking lost. And then Patrick Ewing, I mean, he shot the ball all over the rim. I was like, bruh, this ain't right. Y'all doing these players dirty. And it was like 3 other players. I'm pretty sure it was Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, and I think Sean Bradley. I think that was him. I think that's his name. Yeah. And they all got took. That was the crazy part. But who better to get their powers back than the fundamentally basketball himself, Mr. Fundamentalist himself, Michael Jordan. So they pulled my boy down to the Looney Tune world. And he wasn't trying to play. He said he was done with basketball. So I think in a sense he was kind of just still grieving a little bit. But then when he realized the trouble they was in and it was being bullied, he was like, oh nah. Because if anybody knows Michael was a trash talker. And Michael did not take no mess, bro. He did not take no mess, like especially on the court. Like as soon as you start trash talking and start talking trash to him, boy, he was gonna let you have it. He was gonna let you have it, period. End of discussion, period. Man, that movie was so awesome. And then just the game, it was such a good game. And I'm pretty sure we all knew who was gonna win in the end. And you know, the most iconic thing ever that we all just love is when he stretches out his hand to the goal. And it still took, and it wasn't until maybe last year that I figured out that it was literally, he literally was not that close to the goal at all. He was at half court. He literally stretched his hand from half court. That was just so cool as a kid, just to see that. That was a 10 straight up. I love Space Jam. That was my movie. Straight up. But yeah, there's not too much I can really say about it. I mean, it's not like I can really get into my, my deep into intellect with it like I normally do. But it was still a good movie. I loved it. But anyways, next, I'm sure this movie is a little bit more relatable to some. And it has a romance to it. And like the saying goes, all's fair in love and basketball. Yeah, man. That was a really good movie. And it's such a beautiful story between two people. Like, when I tell you guys, y'all know how I say I'm a sucker for a good Disney movie. I'm also a sucker for a good basketball movie. And I'm talking about a good movie, and sometimes I love a good romance as well. It's just because I love love. I love true love. It's something about true love that is just, man. And then and I think it's also beautiful when you find somebody when you're a kid. Like, I think that's just so beautiful. And it was so funny to me how Quincy thought that was a dude at the beginning of the story, but all them little kids got showed up by that girl Monica. Monica could ball, and it was one thing that y'all couldn't say about Monica. She was a competitor. She was a competitor. She had a competitive nature. It didn't matter. She said, "I'm a ball player." She said, "I'm a ball player." Y'all weren't gonna stop her from playing ball. Basketball was life. That was the true definition of ball is life. You couldn't tell her nothing. And it was so, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. A lot of you guys probably don't even pay attention to. So Quincy, he had it easy. And Monica, she had a little bit hard. And I'm gonna explain why. I'm talking about as far as the come up when it comes to playing basketball. Because for people who don't really play basketball, I'm gonna explain something to you. It is really hard to get on the team sometimes, especially because you have to really work hard. And Quincy had it good. You know why? Because his dad played in the NBA. His dad played in the NBA. And so when your dad plays in the NBA, a lot of people, they already expect you to be great. But see, Monica being a woman at that time, she had it hard because she had to work hard to get where she was. And it was just such a beautiful story. And I think one of my the scene that really just gets me sometimes is the part where they're sitting on the bleachers and they're talking about his dad. And in a sense, I felt like he was he in a sense he was they had both had their selfish moments. Because she was trying to keep her spot on the team and make sure she could still start, while Quincy was still dealing about everything about his dad and him having an affair with another woman. And I felt like both of them just if y'all watched my last episode, the communication was just bad. Period. The communication was bad, and it was just too much selfishness. He wanted her to stay, and just talk to his dad. I mean, Y'all can talk about that anytime. And then, I'm sorry, I mean, you can. And then she just wanted to make sure she keep her spot on the team. And I could understand her, because when you want something so bad like that, sometimes you have to do what you got to do, because it's not every day that you won't get a chance to start, especially when you know you worked hard. And it was so sad that they broke up because of that. And I guess it's just what happens in life sometimes. It's like, it's just the timing. But let me tell you something, it ain't nothing like God's timing, because, you know, at the end of the day, they still got together. It was so beautiful. It was just the fact that it was like their love was predestined from the beginning. Don't let me get into that. Let me stop, because I'll start talking about something else, and I think she knows who I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much before I start talking about something else. And yeah, if you guys know what I mean. Yeah, that was just a beautiful story. I just love it. And let me tell you guys one more thing before I get out of this. If you are dealing with somebody in that type of way, if you have somebody who you just know for a fact that you guys are destined to be together, like, it's like every time you see them, it's just like, wow. I'm talking about like true love. I ain't talking about lust, and I ain't talking about somebody you just want to have sex with. I'm talking about somebody you love. Man, keep them in your life. Like, I'm talking about, because they split up for like years, and he was about to marry somebody he didn't have no interest in. Like, guys, don't settle. Like, wait. Like, don't be selfish, and like, don't be selfish with each other. I mean, tell each other how you feel. I'm like, literally. And then you guys will be okay. I'm telling you guys. Man, I was just so glad to see that at the end of the day, their love was destined for each other. And as you saw, they got together. I loved it. I loved it. But enough of that. Let's get into this last movie. Next, I feel like this movie right here is hands down one of the most underrated basketball movies in franchise history, because this was literally life-changing for kids. And you are going to agree with me when I say, make me like Mike. Boy, when I tell you, Like Mike used to be my movie, bro. Like, Little Mama was not kidding. Bow Wow is a legend. Because when Bow Wow came in the game, bro, that was like, first of all the little girls wanted him. Not only that, all the like us, we wanted to be him. And then when he was in that movie, it was just so, I can't even say it. It was great. Like, it was amazing just to imagine yourself. Like, first of all, he was an orphan, and he was in an orphanage. And let me tell you something about him. If you think about it, it's almost like the story of Annie. And watch me, I'm just gonna quickly go into it. So it was almost like the story of Annie. Annie was an orphan, and she lived in an orphanage, and not everybody was nice to her, and not everybody was nice to Calvin Cambridge either. Like, he had that big old bully messing with him, and tore up his jersey, his Allen Iverson jersey. Now, y'all know how iconic Allen Iverson was back then. If I was him, and somebody took my jersey and tore it up, oh my God. I'm talking about, I would have been swinging. But he was height challenged, and he wasn't that good at basketball. But then, that one time when the nun came around and was trying to give out some clothes, he got a little blessing from God. You know, them little shoes with the initials MJ. Yeah. Now, when we see MJ, what's the first thing we think about? Your boy Michael. And just like most kids, like most special kids, you always got a hater. That bully again, trying to take his shoes and then threw them up, and then gonna throw them up on the little was it the electric line, the phone line? I was so hot. And then when he went back outside, he got them sneakers. he had pulled him down and they got electrocuted. But he didn't know that electrocution was gonna give him some powers to play some basketball. Bro, that first game when he went outside, when he went out there, that was destined. That was destined for him. And he went out there and he started playing. Boy, I don't even think y'all remember that crossover. I was like, woo! I was like, he crossed that man up and then hit the shot. Now, that wasn't even the crazy part. Bro got so mad. Yo, he got hot. But then you saw his face. You saw Bow Wow's face. He was like, oh, you trying to be serious? Okay, I'm gonna show you something. And he schooled him. He hit him with the fake and hit him with the duck. Boy, and everybody was quiet. That was crazy. And then, I'm talking about, that movie was just so awesome. Like the soundtrack, and then like just the thought about like a kid being in the NBA and being just like Michael Jordan, not being able to miss a shot. It was so awesome just to watch. I'm talking about, I love that movie. But there was like a deeper story in there that I'm gonna talk about. He wanted a father so bad. He really did. He just wanted a father. And he created a bond with somebody on the team who honestly would like to have a son. And what you guys didn't realize, Tracy Riddles, he did not really have the best relationship with his father. And I'm pretty sure just deep down, he would have loved to give have given a kid that experience that he never had. And at first, Calvin Cambridge really just got on his nerves. You know, first of all, he was snoring. He was just snoring like during the times they would be on the road. And he was just a kid. I mean, he didn't really know any better in some things, but he was just a kid. And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes kids get on my nerves the same way and stuff. But he didn't. But sooner or later, he realized like they were almost just alike, and that they really had a bond with each other. That chemistry that was just like not to be broken. And in the end, after the last game, when he adopted him, I was like, see, now that's what it was really about. It wasn't so much about basketball. It was about finding a family. Now, I was so glad, real quick, I was so glad he did not end up with the boys. I was like, bruh, do not let this boy go with them. I was like, man, Carl Winslow, go back to Family Matters. And then I don't know who that, I forgot what her name is. I'm like, just get out of the picture. Like, Morris Chestnut, that's who he was supposed to be the father. And wasn't that Jonathan Lipnicki that was in the movie too? Bro, he was very iconic as well. Jonathan Lipnicki is really underrated too. I just want to briefly talk about him. Y'all remember The Little Vampire? Yo, The Little Vampire used to be the movie. And then Stuart Little, oh my God. I'm just thinking about all this just beautiful stuff, yo. Because like, I don't know what it is. I've just been thinking about all this childhood stuff. And I was just thinking about him too. Like, yo, he was really iconic in the world as well. Like, both of them, I think that's probably why they put them together, because at the time they were both on a come up in like two different ways. Like, because Bow Wow was like doing his thing on rapping, and Jonathan Lipnicki, he was just perfect for like kid TV screen. It was awesome. Like, it was just so amazing. And then they put them both together. Yo, that was amazing. And I bet you a lot of people didn't even realize that Brenda Song was in that movie. You know, London Tipton from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I bet you a lot of y'all didn't even realize that. Man, that was such an awesome movie, dog. I love it. And then all the NBA players in it too. It was about just as good as Space Jam. Yo, real quick, let me just talk about my favorite part. I don't mean to ramble. My favorite part was when he was on the court and they were warming up. And then he saw Allen Iverson. And I'm telling you, I would have did the same thing. Bro was like, Mr. Iverson, you're really one of my favorite players. It was trying to get his autograph. Bruh, like, that would have been me too. Like, I wouldn't have cared if we were on the same team. If we were playing against somebody, if I was in the NBA and I saw LeBron James, I don't care. I'm going to go get his autograph. That's literally me. That's the type of person I am. Man, I tell you. But I'm not gonna tear your nose too long. But let me just say this real quick. I know y'all probably gonna be mad at me. I don't have an impression for today. Look, hey, listen. I don't even lie, because the basketball videos I had, y'all already seen. And I didn't really have any more. But here's the thing, guys. I promise you guys, I'm going to make some more. But I still have a few videos left, but they're just not relatable to this. So why would I post them? You know, save them for another time. If anything, go watch my last couple of videos, cause I know not all of y'all have seen them. Yeah, that's right. I said it. No shade. I'm just being real. But cue the music. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching KVTv. I hope you guys enjoyed this video just as much as I enjoyed making it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you're you don't watch this on Instagram, you just watch it on YouTube. Go follow me on Instagram at KVMcKinley, and follow me on my impersonations page at KVTv__. And follow me on Snapchat at KV42. Peace.